that's gonna be annoying. This is scratching right here. The trials and tribulations of, recording Ace Attorney. The last time I played this was almost a month ago. That's what happens when you work 7 days a week. So we're playing Ace Attorney. Oh, I can just move my mouse off screen. Lit. That's what happens when you have a, dual monitor setup. You feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Ooh, continue. Okay, yeah. Yeah. 9:42 a.m. Oh, you know what? I did play it in the morning. Oh, because that was the second part of that part. Okay. I just remember playing it in the evening. That's all. Okay, I got kind of scared. Oh, okay. Hold on. We always have this. If you know me, I have this. Always. That used to go a lot faster in the original trilogy. But because I have coffee, I also have this. The shirt is so uncomfortable. I can't wait till we investigate and I can just wear like normal clothes. 22nd of November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendant's Antechamber 5. Kazuma. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. What do you mean? It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. Bruh. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom ever again. Good show. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. I have it. I swear to God I have it. Hold on. Nani? 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 Let's go. Let's go. I have it. It's back. It's back. Nani? Ms. Jazai. Okay, while I was editing, it could either be Jazai or Giselle. But Giselle is spelled differently, I think, so I think it's Jazai. Not too sure. Mrs. Jazai Brett. A student from Great Britain. Is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying this entire time. God. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then, on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. Just after I bent down and picked it up. Someone hit the POW, dude. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me in some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. He what? Fast thinking by the detective. He apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. I want to say this is, the Kazama-looking fella. I forget his name. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Professor Mikotoba. Well, it seems I was right.
The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say.
Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial.
NANI?! Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system, even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled.
Oh, damn. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What?
NANI?!
What are you saying, Kazuma?
So that's your stance.
Excuse me. Oh my god.
I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Kazuma!
Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man.
Oh my god. The 3D focus being on the player, brother, I'm not used to it. That's all I'm gonna say. To me?
Yes. You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case, as I've said before. Foreshadowing.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? Or a month ago. If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Yes, I did. As you are probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA, and it was I who invited him.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that before.
Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible.
But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide.
NANI?! Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to
I was gonna say squash.
To quash your case.
Is that supposed to be squash, actually? Capcom with typos already? Hold on. Quick screenshot, actually.
But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight. Right to the last. Best of luck, guys.
Thank you.
Now then, I'm going to go back to being facetious and cryptic. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Kazuma's on his city boy behavior, brother. He paid no mind to her. Defendant Naruhodo. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what's hit them. Kazuma. What?
NANI?!
Thank you. Really. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Huh. Isn't that funny? Okay, 22nd of November, 12:09 p.m., Supreme Court of Judicature Courtroom 2. Such a fire animation, dude. I'm still not over that.
The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Alchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, of course. Against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Got him. Let the government scrutinize. I didn't know what that word was for a solid half second. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders? I think I read that wrong. Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. I'll clink to that, brother. Ugh. Good shit. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan? Or of England? Shut up. Shut up, you jumped-up rookie boy. Boy. You and your friend know nothing. Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. Ooh, that was hard. That was a hard animation, Capcom. You did your thing with these games. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. NANI? I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. NANI? NANI? Huh. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror. You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is in the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand.
I have no idea who this looks like either. I've seen some sprites, but I haven't seen hers, I don't think.
The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Josiah Brett.
Yes. Your Excellency! Hawthorne vibes. Hawthorne vibes. I'm sorry, brother. Hawthorne vibes. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine, gentle woman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea. Somebody bring English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea.
Is that true? Is that true? No idea. I love their dynamic as friends. It's just so simple sometimes. So, can we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court, sweetums? Hosonaga. Of course. My name... Capcom, you never fail to tickle the funny bone, brother. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I've been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carta... Yes, we know all about you already. Step aside.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes. I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Dude, these sprites are killing me. I don't know what it is, but I'm in such a good mood playing this today. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking, my friend. Guilty. So, dear lady, I'm not gonna do it again. Once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Oh my god, girl voices. I don't miss them. Oh, she's a phantom, thief, bro. That's a little creepy, actually. Makes me almost, like, not want to, play the game. I don't know, that kind of scared me, man. I don't know about that one. Kind of made me a little nervous. Started typing out gibberish and I was like, I assume she's like not speaking Japanese, maybe. I don't know. NANI? Bruh. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but... NANI? The lady says her name is Jazai Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yume University's medical faculty. Oh my! What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song. As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. So good.
The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett.
NANI? I wish it was closer. Maybe I'll assign it to like one of the G keys on my keyboard.
3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct?
She says, yes. This could take some time. Longer than 2 hours, dude. Every time I record Ace Attorney, I learned this over the past 3 games. I'm always gonna be here for at least 2 hours. Sometimes it was lucky and it was only like 1 hour, but 2 hours, average. This is a good average. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she said that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. I was just thinking that. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You're the one that you literally testified that you escorted her out of the premises because somebody told you to. What the fuck you mean? Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape. I was simply just following special orders from the Bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photograph of a dead person, please? Did you shoot this man? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight.
Do you mean to say?
Yes. It would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, ooh, a nice zoom, a nice little zoom effect, okay, shot the victim in cold blood. Ooh, tea? Sounds like tea.
Order in the court.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Shit. Clear who our real enemy is. Oh, he unsheathed his shit, yeah. Yeah, the storm is approaching, brother. Storm is approaching.
NANI? Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
Okay, so you're gonna lie and you're gonna say that you didn't see shit, okay.
She said, "Hi." Witness testimony. Witness testimony. A frightening and sorrowful sight.
Okay, so I saw that dude over there.
I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered myself only a beefsteak.
Okay, and then I picked up the gun and I shot him in his chest.
After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and blickied him, shot him right before my eyes.
And that's when you came over and told me to escape.
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. I love statements like that because they're just so arbitrary and frankly the best to, Oopsies, I didn't see what that's- No! I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Objection! Bruh, quiet, you filthy wretch. You filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard. And look at this snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. Goaded? Like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. Ugh. But he's so annoying, dude. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. And you also, brother, you also told them to not say anything. The fuck you mean, man? was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. And, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. Are you sure about that? I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. Urgh! That's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress. I could prove a few things, you know what I mean? Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that. Which means, this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Ooh. Oh, spicy.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency. I'm gonna have to get some soundproof something on these walls, dude. I'm sure my neighbors are like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Hold on. Okay, I'd arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with the thing. How do you, make this shit go by faster, honestly? You can't, I guess, okay. Let me just press this last one real quick. It seems so dumb. I forgot this game runs at 30 frames per second, by the way, and I'm still recording at 60. Fuck me. It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You what? You what? You verified it? Yes. Immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a gun. If that's what you want to call it. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." This game is so funny, dude. That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. If I could change text, I would change it to, "You're goddamn right." No. Why on earth not? The Honorable English Gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. That's hearsay. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter. Maybe not the matter. Or, there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps. Think what you will. But if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts. In other words, he wants evidence.
Okay, I do have a gun. It's up my...
The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation, but she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there, as you keep forgetting to say. Not get her out of there. I just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why... Oh god, oh, scary. Which is why she is only to be happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course. Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when a game is up. Bruh. This seems like a bruh moment, not a... Not a nani. That's a bruh for sure. You can at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. No. Fuck off, mate. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him with the blicky, which is an out-and-out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. I'm dressed exactly the same way you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. Ryu?
Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. Let me try moving this closer, hold on. I feel like I'm reaching very far for that. If we can't do that, the trial is over. Even you, with your thick skin, must be able to feel the murderous looks you are getting from around the room. Only too well. I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony doesn't make me feel any kind of better either. Shit. First thing to do is to press her on any of her statements that seem even slightly off to you. Do that, and an opening will present itself. I promise you. I need to expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. Okay, okay.
Yes!
Present this. There was no argument. I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over to say hello. Please, don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady. Ooh, there it is, bruh. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all speak English. Is it racist of Capcom even though it's a Japanese-based company? Speak English. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of maidens. Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. And the next time you got up after that was when I'd finished my coffee and stood up to leave. Fuck, man. Kind of make me nervous, dude. Like, kind of makes me want to save. Because right away, I don't feel like I have anything. But let me actually look over my evidence. Because I feel like I might have something. Hold on. I have my university collar pin. Oh, I can examine it. Let's go, dude. My personal student number is engraved on the back here. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a UMA student at university. You may not come in, they say. That's funny, actually. Of course, you can get a new pin made if you can just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know my student number by heart. I always say to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but then I forget to do that. So what is it actually? 000901? Bruh. Ah, the symbol of Yume University. Every student wears this pin with pride. It's funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. I like the spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Although, it does cause problems. Lots of students ends up cutting their fingers on their badges. Perhaps it was the idea of one of the founders. A sharp pin for a sharp mind or something? Fuck if I know. Oh, dog, can I not switch to people? Oh, I can't, actually. What the hell?
Yes!
Really? Interesting. I presented that because I assume they just don't provide complimentary sparkling water. Maybe it's the other picture. I don't know. I'll still take this damage, though.
It seems perfectly reasonable to me.
Exactly. Perfectly reasonable in every way.
Perhaps you should take a leaf out of the witness's book and learn more reasonable shit.
Alright, just need to calm down. Alright, I'll try the other picture. If it doesn't work, I'll load. That's what I'm saving. I haven't loaded yet, actually. It's kind of heat. Let me present the other picture.
Yes!
Oh, okay. Let me just press, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just press around everything. After 2 p.m., in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Objection!
What? You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, don't you? Late luncheons are en vogue. I don't know if that's how that was pronounced. Isn't that right? No. Decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late.
Yes. Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman has. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? Professor was unable to eat, so I told... Okay, what was this previous statement?
Yes!
Okay. He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at Hata Clinic, correct? That's excuse me, golly. That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right. Yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left? Yo, can you add that to your testimony? Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. Can you amend that to your testimony? That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Brother! Prohibited from eating or drinking anything. Oh, but water. Just water? Yes. The professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. Yes, I know now. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's statement? It's meaningful, dude. What are you talking about? Oh my god, dude, come on. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. There's only one glass. There's only one glass, isn't there? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Gotcha. Bitch. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is the profound bearing? Huh?
NANI?! NANI?!
The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well sidestepped, counsel.
Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony.
Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you are picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. Like, pulling chicks, brother. I'm gonna save before I actually destroy this statement here. Because,
Yes!
yeah. These sprites are so funny, dude. My dopamine is actually rising today. That's it. Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photograph print. My neighbors hate me. Just a short while... This music is fire. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. You need to do it harder than that. Well, that is... It's odd. Very odd. Dear me. What's odd is the defense's inability to express itself. Weak bitch. Ugh. Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? You can't see it? Well, obviously it's the cheers. That cheers. Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Nani?
NANI?!
You're quite right, Counsel. There's only one glass pictured here.
Objection!
How? Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutiae? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on this case?
Objection!
Yeah, shut your mouth. Minutiae, you say. I don't even know if that's the right word. Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. I would never do something so reckless. You need to do it harder. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try to tell me you can clink with only 1? What? You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Ouch.
If you speak another word, I will slit your throat in your sleep.
Inspector, what did the lady say?
It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table.
NANI?!
It was all so terrifying. Everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying.
Good gracious.
Sorry.
Hawthorne. Hawthorne material, brother, I'm telling you. There. As I assured the court before, there is of no consequence at all. Oh, please. We must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or two in her state of disarray? That's absurd. Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief? Nani?
NANI?
No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene.
I picked it up.
It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying.
A handbag, you say?
Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. What? So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end, it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed. The lady was offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed the glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case.
Bruh.
Counsel for the defense. Are you in agreement?
No. Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance there, it's... The handbag, brother! The handbag! Because if she had a handbag, that's where she could keep a gun. Fuck yeah, dude. Wait, sorry.
NANI?
The lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Fire! This thing only played once before. I love this. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. That should have been harder. In which it would perfectly be possible to conceal a gun.
You were right.
Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? Racist.
Racist?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. You can't seriously be suggesting... Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Did you or did you not search Miss Jazai Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir. I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No! Man, the courtroom is going crazy. Did you see the sprites going absolutely bonkers, brother? Order, order, order. What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchie? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. My shit is already unsheathed. I'm excited. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Yeah, bro is bleeding. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly, you have no faith in the police.
NANI?!
As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I completely forgotten about. Fuck. This photographic print. What is that? Dude is tatted? What is that? Oh, it's see-through? Oh, that's kind of stupid, actually. What if it rains? This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag.
Well, I never. You can see right through to see what's inside.
That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment.
So the contents are clearly visible.
Exactly. There was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Bruh.
Order. Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once.
Fine. Certainly, Your Excellency. A photograph taken by Hosonaga-san after the incident occurred, it shows Miss Brett's handbag on a chair by the victim's table. Shit.
I think you had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel.
Let me actually check that really quick. Let me save first, actually. Let me check that shit. Hold on. What is this? What is that? Is that a bowl? Or like a horns, brother? What is that?
I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel.
Bruh.
The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied.
Oh my god, where did the judge's voice go?
I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed. And there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over in the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around, I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Cuz was like, Kazuma? Yo, his shit's not flowing, you know something's bad. Kazuma said,
Bruh.
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke.
NANI?!
Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue.
NANI?!
You mean this is it? Huh. I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak are meat, while the strong eat, bitch. You are wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. What? This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma, his dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue.
Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we won't be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence...
Wait, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke. I don't think you can rule on this case yet. This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes!
This is a new stance. Let's go. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
Objection!
This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence.
You better know what you were doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
Okay, then it's not the handbag. My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it.
Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
Oh my god, my neck, hold on. Oh, that might have been it.
NANI?
Nani? No. Whoa, dude, Thor?
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response, here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear? I have mead. Boy.
Yes, Your Excellency.
So, take another look at this photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before, but first save if you'd like. Really? Shut. You will... Okay, good, it's only one. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded.
Dog. Okay, it obviously has nothing to do with the handbag then. What the fuck is this?
Yes!
Look at this, here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true. It's almost like a burn of some description.
Dog, I thought it looked like just like a bull. Like a bullhorn or something? Bullhead? She said,
Nani?
Objection!
dear me. I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. You're right. Nutty.
NANI?
Used to be easier.
Go on, Inspector.
The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. What did I tell you, you stupid little idiot? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. Shit. Dog, what is that?
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. Thank you. However, as Prosecutor Ouchie points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn.
NANI?
Seems to be a lot of that in this case, dude. Holy shit.
Okay, do you tell that little motherfucker to shut his mouth?
Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. Good riddance. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. Oh, of course, young lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. Shit. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have to do with the case? Fuck, I don't know. Let me check the court record first, hold on. Okay, so it looks like a bull, right? Hold on. Let me, like, really quick look over just random shit. Shit. Let's go, brother. Which one is that? The crime scene photograph. To be honest, I'm not really sure. Dog, so he was eating. What the fuck? Hold on. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Shit. Bro. Yes, you're right. I am? Hey. If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise the shutting door back open again.
Bruh.
Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed. I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is a little more than conjecture.
But if we had... I did, Payne's voice, why? But if we had evidence. Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it.
I would, yes.
To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. An hour and 12 minutes in, this is about to be a short video. Let's fucking go, dude. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means.
So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial.
Oh, okay, I guess I do have to present
Yes!
the picture itself, yeah. Let's go, dude. Let's fucking go. Let's go.
What's this, Counsel? Yet another print.
Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Forevermore? Do hurry up, rookie. We're an hour and 13 minutes in. We want this to be a quick video. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable. My simp mindset. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer, if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
How? The fuck? You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. Boy? If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
Yes!
The beefsteak? Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on.
The plate?
Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnaval. This emblem on the plate. That's so heat. And the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ryunosuke, you genius. You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It's most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Well,
Objection!
Shit. Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline of that burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But... I would say, looking at this picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And, although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. What?
It's inconceivable that the victim would have let out a scream of pain then.
So you're telling me bro was dead, perhaps? I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of Le Carnaval, I can testify to that without hesitation. Shit. You're a detective, not a waiter!
Yes!
Yes. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Hosonaga had never heard the professor scream. Not on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day...
That would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel.
Excuse me. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antique dealer, excuse me, all of us would, without question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Professor Ouchie? Prosecutor Ouchie, sorry. Well, yes, I suppose. So, the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream?
Nani?
I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think... Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson... Dude, I was thinking he was already dead. For sure, actually. For sure, actually. Hadn't noticed the burn was asleep. Dude, he was already... Or was he asleep? No, even if he was asleep, dude, a burn would wake you. And it's not like the anesthesia would still be in his system, you know what I mean? He was already dead, for sure, actually. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from one in particular situation. From in one part.
Counsel, are you suggesting?
Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already?
Dead?
Nani? Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's heat, bro. Like, what? This first trial is crazy.
Order. Please, counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student. But clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
Dog. No. Prosecutor Ouchie, it's you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your pardon? As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Bruh. Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely, that Miss Brett knows something about it. Shit.
Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But Your Excellency... Fuck.
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but the rest assured.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Hawthorne energy, bro. Hawthorne energy. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours.
Nani?
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country, after all.
But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
Because I'm toxic. My mother tongue,
The Queen's English is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible.
Shit. Bruh.
But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So, I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Oh. Well, you are the epitome of a true English gentleman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration that you so graciously afford us.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett,
I will now ask you to testify. Oh my god, 1 second, dude. Oh. That was all I needed. Holy shit, that felt good.
I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
With pleasure, bitch.
So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. An hour and 25 minutes in. Fuck me. Oh my god, dude, this game is long.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please, do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick it up anyway. Teehee.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you.
Easy does it, man. Calm down. Calm down, brother.
I hope that this is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Not at all. Holy shit. It is delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant.
I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Uh-huh? Ooh, dude, the huhs are, like, really rare in this game, actually. Huh? Thanks? Wait, was that prayer, then? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with the cross-examination now.
NANI?
I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
Really?
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
The amount of animations that this game is really welcoming. Really welcoming. There is a charm to 2D animation that the Phoenix Wright trilogy does. Like, immediately it got me. It didn't have to grow on me or anything. I felt the charm right away. But this is on a different level because now you have a Z-axis, or you know, when it comes to the animation or what have you. So this 3D plane goes absolutely crazy, and it definitely shows because you can actually do much more now. Animation is fluid. It's not so like kind of, you know, cartoonish. It's animated for real. Very welcoming.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Who's like the main prosecutor and tag in this game? Be interesting. It's for sure not Kazuma. Dude's a lawyer. Gives off Edgeworth energy, though, I will say. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man broke his wrist like that. You said something in here that actually caught my attention. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. I like this one a lot. Oh shit, okay, I feel press.
Yes!
Let me just press. I don't think I have anything right away. But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed.
Do you think so? Let me ask you something.
Sorry?
Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open.
How can you even see that?
But you can't not have noticed, can you?
Huh? What? No, my shame.
What fun. You hadn't realized.
My dear lady is absolutely right. As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke. Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing?
Bro, what? Oh, yes. Oh my god, my toe. I think my tiny brain can.
Yes!
Dog. Come on. Well, I can't.
Anyway.
Yes!
Okay. As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water. Is that right? Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at the time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink. Correct, waiter? Exactly as you say, sir. Although... Whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table, I'm afraid I don't remember that.
Damn you.
I have enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of others in this court, it means, bless you. Dog. I think it means the exact opposite. Can we append that to the testimony? Really? That's interesting, actually.
Yes!
Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma.
Yes.
Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there are no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it could only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it would have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim... Man, it's dark outside now. It's 8:30, I need to end this soon. And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought from the kitchen, then he must already have been dead at that point. How is that even possible? And yet, the fact that this is the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest, I can't read. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time.
I concur. Prosecutor Ouchie is right.
Tee.
Yes!
Okay, this is just a press thing, I can feel it.
Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height. However, a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body.
Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga?
As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. There would be physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it?
NANI?
Oh no, perish the thought. Calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question? On my honor, I, Taketsuchi Ouchi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspersions.
A way of killing someone that leaves no trace.
We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. I feel it. Dog, you can poison him with the carbonated water. That's all I'm thinking. That's it. Either that or the steak, but that was taken from the place. If the bottled water... Yeah, if the bottle of carbonated water came before... Bro, she could easily have put something in it. Yeah? Oh my god, my eye. Why else would she put the glass in the handbag?
Yes!
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
Yeah, quite right. Well, Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. That's wild.
Exactly.
Wait.
Oh my god. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? If it doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime, I'm losing it, dude. What did she say? Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. How do you catch that? What was that? I cannot blow. The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. Amazing. Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Oucher is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. What do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Shit. Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness for sure. Need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective. Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe. That's he! New feature? Alright. I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. Find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
Shit. Quite right, the Carter files opened for business days after the incident.
Exactly. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
Okay. Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why?
Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the English woman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity.
What do you mean by that?
When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down.
You're quite right.
Look at him. He's so lost in his own thoughts.
It's time to pursue the man and his train of thought. Sorry? Pursue? Oh, pursuits. Wasn't that one of the settings from the first video? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? You can't see it? At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. I've been recording for an hour and 40 minutes, bro. But by moving the marker left and right with the directional pad, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. While you're looking at the other witness, you'll be able to pursue them with A. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around. Alright then. So first I should move the marker across with the directional pad and focus on the detective. Then pursue with A and see what's on his mind. Here we go. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
Excuse me!
Excuse me? What the? What's the meaning? Jesus Christ, man. All I said was excuse me. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost. Deeply. I'm so tired. It looked like you were thinking of something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say? I'm gonna order pizza soon, dude, I swear. If there's something you'd like to say, please, share it with the court.
Objection!
Objection! Okay. What is the meaning of this? This video is so fucking long, dude. It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how this works? Absolutely not. Hey, the detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Shit. Well, yes, if you don't mind, I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. So this dude is actually dirty for real. A crime scene thief? Well, well. Looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this for... Brother, oh my. Take this for example. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. We can see it. One day, our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it.
Boy, I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence.
Carbonated water bottle. The carbonated water the victim and Miss Brett shared on the day of the murder was on the victim's table. Okay, I want to look at that shit. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Cosmo? I think it's French. This must be very expensive water. Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking. Then go to France and ask. You could just say that you... Guy. My guy, man. So this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. It looks like there's a little left in the bottle. Although it's just plain water now. You know, I've been sweating so much I'm absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. No, Ryunosuke. Can't do that. For one thing, that's evidence. Can't go drinking evidence. Oh, no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we? Never cease to amaze me, Ryunosuke. In more ways than one. I wonder. Could there be anything in this water? I knew it, dude. Had an idea, dude. Had an idea. You've gone quiet all of a sudden. I think I might have just worked something out. An interesting possibility. You want to touch on that a little bit more? "24. How old is... 23?
Miss Brett, can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death?
Chet. Yes, it was that bottle.
What was that about? She seemed to have averted her eyes when she answered the judge's question.
Very well, counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor.
Yes. I grew to appreciate how fast saving was in the original trilogy.
What is this, the bottle of water?
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. She's giving the meanest side eye you've probably ever seen, brother. I swear. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison. Dude, if I hit 2 hours and I'm not done, I'm stopping. On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Hosanaga said,
NANI?
could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Hosanaga tall as fuck, bro. Order. And on that day, was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Josiah Brett. It was you!
Objection!
Dog. This is outrageous. To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you ever considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only have just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
Dog. What? This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
If I may.
I will silence you forever for this decision. It is you who should be silent. Of course, Queen. Dear lady. Where did that come from? She just snapped, bro. Oh, that was terrible. Hold on. My fingers are really soft.
I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady, to what are you referring?
I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe? The bottle, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not?
That's why bro's been coughing. I had that idea earlier, I just didn't say it. I promise. I promise. Of course. You did? Bro, what an episode... Dude, dog, episode 4. Episode 4. All I'm saying. Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? Flawlessness. Every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
And? What did you find, Inspector?
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison on any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! I can't, slime my desk. Again, it's new, height adjustable, yeah.
I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, dear Lady Shad. The pleasure was all ours. Fuck. I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Dog!
Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution asserted, a shot to the chest from the gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding his weapon, is the only possible culprit.
I'm done for.
The court wishes to establish for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett.
Oh no. I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present to the court at this point?
What do you mean? Kazuma? Yeah? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving.
Von Karma for real, actually. Oh, is that the female? With, Ooh. Spicy, spicy.
Please wait.
Isn't that... I don't know her name, actually. What is the meaning of this? Dude, my nuts are itchy.
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba.
Ooh, daughter. Let's go. Or niece? I don't know.
Judicial assistant to the defense.
Mikotoba?
In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package, wrapped in a furoshiki cloth.
What the fuck? What? What? Dog, you're telling me the first trial, episode 1 of the Great Ace Attorney has 3 parts? What? Crazy. Okay. Thank goodness it's less than 2 hours. Good God. Immediately, I mean, I looked over the crime scene photos before, but I really did not notice the bull emblem on the plate. So when I saw the thing on his thing, I thought he was tatted up, to be honest with you. I didn't realize that was a burn mark. It's black and white, okay? I can't really notice. I think that was something I really lacked in the first 3 games, but I think I got better over time, which is, like, when you get new evidence, look at that shit immediately. And if you get something new that seems like it could have relevance to another piece of evidence, go back and look over evidence again. I know that seems, like, simple. I know that seems like, yeah, no shit, but it took me a while to learn that. I will be honest. I'm for sure good, dude. After 3 games of Ace Attorney, I'm good. At least I feel like I'm good. But that was a twist. Huge Hawthorne energy. I've been saying that the whole video, bro. Hawthorne energy from Giselle, however you pronounce her name, whatever. Hosonaga is, like, gonna die at the end of this episode, I'm guessing. What the hell she has against Dr. Wilson is something. I think this could be a political matter, actually. My thought is potentially that a certain party does not want that treaty to go through. I don't know if it's that deep. It could be. That would be heat if it was, because that would mean this game has an overarching story, I would think, just like Trials and Tribulations. I'm really not so sure. You're gonna have to keep going. The fact that the first episode of the Great Ace Attorney has 3 parts that like, in the first 2 being 2 hours long, brother. Holy shit. But I'm having fun nonetheless. This was so fun recording, and I'm so happy to be playing Ace Attorney again, dude. I live for moments like realizing where the bull burn mark came from, new pictures, new evidence, new potential things. Oh, what was one of the earlier things? What was one of the earlier things? Yeah, like the carbonated water, right? That was something, and I think there might have been something else, but I forget, to be honest with you. But dude, so excited to be playing this. I'm probably not going to play this for another month. I really hope not, but we'll see. I work literally 7 days a week. My guess is, I actually have no guess. I have no guess. Oh, actually, no. So I have a slight guess. If Mikotoba, Dad Mikotoba, Mr. Mikotoba, if he was really close with Dr. Wilson and he's the one that actually invited him over, there's obviously just some evidence that we don't know about that could be brought in last minute to basically say this could be motive. Because that is what we're missing. We have a reason, we have a cause of death, potentially poison, but we have no motive. And I think that's what's going to be established. Well, it has to be established in this part 3 because there is no motive, to be honest with you. Who the hell is Josiah Brett to Dr. Wilson? sure, she was studying under him, but there was absolutely no motive yet. So we're gonna figure that out, and I can't wait to figure that out, to be honest with you. So happy to be playing this, so happy to be sharing my experience with it for the channel, and along with this, I'm also playing God of War Ragnarok, which is being live streamed, and that's pretty much all I'm playing. So if you want to see either of those two things, subscribe to the channel. I kind of upload and stream randomly, so just hit the notification bell and you'll catch me whenever I upload or stream. And other than that, I hope you are staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in the next video or stream. Bye.